Can you believe it's been 9 years since the Gambit was announced, and then later all the cards were crushed? For those who don't know, Gambit is an unproduced X-Men superhero film based on the Marvel Comics character of the same name. It was supposed to be the next installment in the X-Men film series. The film had been written by Josh Satuma based on a story by the character's creator, Chris Claremont, before its cancellation. Channing Tatum was set to star in the title role. Tatum was considered for early attempts to include Gambit in the X-Men films, but he was unavailable for Gambit's film debut in X-Men Origins Wolverine. Taylor Kitsch played the role instead, but it was poorly received. In early 2014, producer Lauren Schuler Donner expressed interest in a Gambit film starring Tatum, and the actor officially signed on in May. Since then, the film has been in development hell, with Rupert Wyatt, Doug Liman, and Gore Verbinski attached as directors at various times. Tatum and his producing partner Reed Carolyn also lobbying to direct, and the film's release date being pushed back numerous times. Gambit was set to be released on March 13, 2020, but development was halted due to Disney's acquisition of 21st Century Fox. Disney officially cancelled the film after taking over in May 2019. Director Bryan Singer asked stunt double James Bamford to film a brief cameo as the character Gambit in the 2003 film X2. The scene was eventually cut from the film, and Bamford believed that any future appearances would be made by a more well-known actor. Singer intended for the character to play a significant role in the sequel, X-Men The Last Stand, starring Keanu Reeves, but he did not return to direct the film. After Singer's departure, 20th Century Fox assigned a new writing team of Simon Kinberg and Zach Ben to write the sequel's screenplay, and while the pair wanted to include the character, they felt that there was only room for a cameo appearance given the number of new characters more relevant to the film's storylines. They decided to keep Gambit as reserve for a larger role in a future film. Before that decision, Josh Holloway was considered for the role but was unavailable due to the filming schedule of his show Lost. Channing Tatum was then cast in the role, but the character was cut from the script before he could officially be cast. By October 2007, it was assumed that Gambit would appear in the 2009 spin-off film X-Men Origins Wolverine. Tatum was unable to recommit to the role due to scheduling conflicts with G.I. Joe, The Rise of Cobra at the time, and Taylor Kitsch was eventually cast in the role. Kitsch has agreed to a 3-picture deal. Fox executive Jeff Katz was confident in the character's reception, saying, "There is a level of strategy in how we grow these things and what characters can transition between multiple films," implying that the character could move on to his standalone film as Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool did. Wolverine, on the other hand, was not well received by critics, and Kitsch's performance did not result in the breakout hit that Fox executives had hoped for. Tatum expressed interest in taking over Kitsch's role in September 2013, saying, "Gambit's my favorite. I'm originally from the New Orleans area. My father is from New Orleans, so I like to speak in the Cajun accent. I think I could do it for real. I'm not knocking Taylor Kitsch, because I like his Gambit, but I've always lived around Cajuns. Gambit was always the womanizing, cigarette-smoking, booze-drinking type. He was the punk rock of all superheroes." Lauren Schuler Donner, the producer of the X-Men franchise, revealed in January 2014 that she had begun planning a Gambit film with Tatum. She stated that it doesn't have to be a big movie. It's a different story when it's Thief in New Orleans. Tatum is on board, and I need to get the studio on board as well. That May, Tatum officially signed on to star in a Gambit film that would launch a new standalone franchise. He would first appear as a character in X-Men Apocalypse. By October, the producers were debating the film's plot and looking for a writer, with Josh Satuma hired at the end of the month, working from a story treatment written by Gambit comic creator Chris Claremont. Tatum was set to produce the film with Reed Carolyn of their company Free Association alongside Donner and Kinberg. Fox set the film's release date for October 7, 2016 in January 2015. Tatum approached Bennett Miller, Darren Aronofsky, Gareth Evans, and J.C. Chanda, the film's director, over several months, but they all turned him down. Satuma finished his first draft of the script in May, which Tatum described as a killer origin story that changed some of these movies' tropes. Despite intending to continue filming in March after Verbinski's departure, Fox removed the film from its production schedule by the end of January 2018. The search for Verbinski's replacement was underway at the time, and the new June 2019 release date was expected to benefit the film as a summer Marvel movie. The film was described as having a comedic tone and centered on a heist, and it's also been rewritten to be more New Orleans. Despite the lack of a director, Fox expected a new draft of the script in March and believed that the film would be greenlit with a set budget. A new production start date of June 19, 2018 has been set, assuming that a new director can be found in time. The producers met with several directors for the film in April 2018, with Kinberg beginning in May, saying that he and Tatum were pleased with the current script and hoped to choose a new director in the next couple of weeks and shoot the movie maybe at the end of this summer. He reiterated that the film was still a priority for Fox, believe it or not, and added that the proposed acquisition of 21st Century Fox by Disney did not affect their plans for the film at that point. Fox was said to be interested in starting production on February 15, 2019. The studio was still looking to shoot the film in New Orleans and was considering using Big Easy Studios for production space, as they had done with Logan. This new start date gave the studio time to hire a new crew for the film after previously hired crew members were let go. Kinberg confirmed at the end of the month that Gambit would now begin production in early 2019. He described the film as loosely a romantic comedy, owing to Fox's desire for the tone of each X-Men spin-off to be driven by the protagonist's personality, and Gambit being a hustler and a womanizer. And we just felt like there was an attitude, a swagger to him that lent itself to romantic comedy. Fox pushed back the film's release date to March 13, 2020. Carolyn was said to be working on the script at the time with Zatuma. Kinberg confirmed in October that the version of the film they were working on was significantly different from the original plans, which is why the tone had shifted from heist film to romantic comedy. He went on to say that while some heist elements would remain in the film because Gambit is still a thief, the focus would be on Gambit and Belladonna's love story. At the time, Daniel Woburn of Screen Rant predicted that the film, which he described as being in development hell since 2014, would be cancelled once Disney completed its acquisition of Fox because Marvel Studios would want to integrate the X-Men characters into the MCU. Tatum expressed interest in directing the film as well as starring in it in January 2019. Tatum and Carolyn would have been co-directors, which the studio didn't want because neither had directed before. The following month, Donna revealed that Gambit, as well as the rest of Fox's Marvel films, were on hold until Disney completed its acquisition of Fox. Gambit was officially cancelled and removed from Disney's release schedule in May 2019. After the Essex Corporation was teased in Apocalypse, Kinberg revealed a year later that the character Mr. Sinister would be featured in the film. Mr. Sinister was rumored to appear in the New Mutants at one point. Well, that's it for now. Subscribe to the channel to get updated regularly with the latest news and reviews on upcoming movies from us. Thanks for watching the video. We'll see you at the next one.